Gangsta Grills Radio, Streetz is watching. Who to watch for? One time for DJ Drama, Don Cannon, Iceberg, TC, Sarah, Vivon.
Yeah.
Of course, it's me, the most energetic entertainer. I'm here with my brother, multi-talented. I just asked her for a pair of socks. He ain't have none for me. Kai Cash is in the building.
What's going on, man? That's a hell of an introduction. I feel crazy not having no socks. That's like,
bro. And I seen them on your Instagram.
101.
I'm like, okay, when I'm gonna see Kai.
Yeah, facts.
I'm gonna need me some socks.
Yeah. Now I gotta get some socks to you for sure. I'm gonna have them like 3 days.
What was like the inspiration for that? Because it's like, I see a lot of people come out with brands or products. So I'm like, bro, socks is needed. Because I know people be out there wearing socks 2 weeks in a row and not changing them.
White motherfuckers be brown.
You take a shoe off, you like, oh, damn.
Nah, really, so before I really got on some real rap shit, like I had my own clothing line. I was like 15. That's when I first started making money. But later down the line, time progressed. I really didn't want to do that. So with me being a musician, I know that merch is like a real essential piece of just having consumers really tap in with you. And that logo, it's actually one of my last EPs that I had dropped December, I think, 2021. It's called Cash the Elegant Fella. That's the actual symbol of the cash on the joint, but I always loved that design. So I was like, let me just put it on a piece of merch. And my boy V was just like, nigga, everybody needs socks.
Facts.
I'm just like, all right, so socks. Let's just do socks.
Let's
do socks. Niggas ain't really doing socks, so let's do socks.
Socks is what it is.
Yeah.
Were there any other items you were thinking about making?
I want to do some sweatsuits, the regular. Yeah. I got wallets that I've been doing for quite some time. They actually sell pretty well. I probably got like 5 left. Okay.
I need me a new one. So before
I got you. I'm gonna show you, make sure you like them and all that. And I'm producing more too. But
that's hard.
Other than that, I've been trying to just think outside the box, like little tote bags or something. I don't want to do, I don't want to do regular T-shirts, and because I feel like everybody's in that market right now.
Everybody got one,
and niggas be doing their thing with the T-shirts and all that. So it's like, all right, how can we dare to be just slightly different? So I think my next release is gonna be like a tote bag or something.
Totes would be dumb. Yeah. I mean, let's go back to the beginning, man. Being from Brooklyn, New York.
Yeah.
First off, can you dance for real?
Yes. Yeah.
I had this debate. They said people from New York can dance for people in Atlanta.
We got two.
My nene was probably the
I ain't gonna lie.
thing
Yeah, we got two.
I ever saw.
We got 2 different dancing cultures though. I ain't gonna lie though. I fuck with the South. Like since from Soulja Boy on, it's just like y'all been going kind of crazy. New York is really like known for just getting light and Harlem shaking and. Yeah. I do that very well.
Okay. What are some unpopular opinions? Because of course, we all love the greats, right? Big, the whole nine. What are some unpopular opinions that you feel like people that don't get enough credit, that had New York while you were up there, like in a chokehold, that don't get their credit?
I would say somebody like Ron Browse. When he did like Pop Champagne and Jumping Out the Window. If you wasn't from New York, you really probably wouldn't understand how big of a cultural impact he had on everything. Even with a record like Pop Champagne with having Dipset. That was when Dipset was like, at least Jewels and Jim. Yeah. They was like the niggas you wanted to be like in New York around 08, 09. So Ron Browse being kind of like the blueprint for just that light feet sound. Even 5Gs and stuff like that. Like he had Webstar too. They had a lot to do with the New York culture that everybody kind of, at least our generation, kind of got recognized for, like chicken noodle soups and all that. Like those people were like real figureheads in that. I feel like we don't give them enough flowers for real. Like I would love to see what Ron Browse and DJ Webstar got going on today, but niggas ain't really looking for it. It's a whole New Yorkers on a.
So what do you think about the current state of New York? Because I was taking my grad pics yesterday, and one of my homies, shout out D Cream, he was taking my pics. He played the On the Radar freestyle. I don't remember the name of the artist, but I'm like, yo, this is like this new wave is like dumb hard.
It's crazy.
Like,
it's crazy.
The drill is insane.
I like it, but at the same time, it's like I don't, because I feel like it's a lot of redundancy because everybody's doing the same exact thing. Like you know when you have certain people that's actually really good at this, like it's probably like 3-4 niggas out there that's really like, oh nah, he's the one. He's one of them.
Yeah.
And they're probably in jail right now. Yeah. So everybody else is just like an offspring of this, or we had beef, or this comes from this, or sometimes these niggas don't even be having beef. But they just be wanting to talk about something to get more views. So it's like, for one, this is not even real. And then the energy of it, man, like I don't know, it make the kids dance and all that, which is the cool part. But niggas' energy be off. I ain't gonna lie.
You feel like social media, because I feel like social media definitely plays a role. I mean, who doesn't? But
yeah, for
more
sure.
so, like,
For
TikTok is
TikTok
a different type of app.
TikTok is for them. Like, I be realizing, like, I'm really getting older. Like, I don't understand this. Like, y'all are tweaking on TikTok.
It's insane.
And I know that's probably how people looked at us with Instagram and Twitter, but it's just like,
it seems like a different energy.
Yeah, it's like I don't even want to learn how to get down with this.
Definitely.
But yeah, social media definitely plays a major part in how these niggas is moving.
For sure. Early on, right? I mean, was music always a thing that you wanted to get into, and then when did you decide, like, okay, boom, I'm Cash. This is what I'm doing.
Yeah. Craziest thing, like, okay, so my whole musical background is like my mom, she used to sing, but she didn't like the industry, so she got out it fast. Like, her whole situation is crazy, actually. My pops was in the industry on some, like, behind-the-scenes shit. Like, he was a part of Junior Mafia, so he came up with Big, which in turn turned into him, teaming up with Puff later down the line. And they had a great relationship, which is how I know Christian, and we consider ourselves family, and the whole CYN thing started. So, really, I was around music for so long that I always wanted to rap. Like, I made my first song when I was 7. I got it on my phone to this day. I'm going to drop it one day just randomly so people can hear it. And I used to call myself Kai Dollar. So, as I got older, it's just like Dollar is single, Cash is more.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, so we're going to step, you feel me? We're going to step out of that. It's some cool, calm shit, but it's like, all right, Kai Cash just is way better than me. And it's just always been there for me. Like, I always been a wordsmith. In high school, I used to fucking read the dictionary. Like, I'm a real, like, I like to rap. I kind of dwindle down now because, like, bro, we don't really want to hear that. So I get it. You feel me? You got to cater to the people, but be true.
Is definitely
exactly. Because the writers get them bags.
Exactly. We're going to get into it.
We're going to get into that. But I used to do that, read the thesaurus and things like that, just to get my vernacular together. Like, I needed bigger words to use. And as time progressed, I kind of dwindled into the artistry of things. Like, it's okay you could be a dope writer, but a dope writer also needs to be able to be a great artist at the end of the day, because that's how you make your money in this business. It's a business.
Facts.
As much as you love it, it's a business. You want to make money from this business. But it's always been there for me. Like, I always knew that this was something that I really wanted to do.
For sure.
And then my parents always believed it. The talent was there. The background is just like, as time progressed, everything started to come into place. So it was just easier for me to do this thing.
It made sense.
And it made sense. Exactly.
CYN, I mean, how did it come about? Was it like, okay, let's just do it? I mean, it's us. We grew up. We've known each other for forever. Like, what was the thought process and how did it come about?
All right. So the story is ill, right? So in, like, I say 2007, 2008. The first summer, my Uncle D-Rock had just came home from, like, a 9-year bid. And he was, like, the glue for damn near everything. That was Big's best friend that took the bid for him. If you ever seen Notorious, he went to jail. So it was like another one of them stories, right? So he comes home and straight out of jail, he links back up with Puff, all that extra family shit. Yeah. So when we was kids, he used to have us spend our summers together. So as years progress, like, we don't have that no more. Everybody's just back to regular scheduled programming. He comes home and he just gets that back going. So he's like, I'm going to just take care of the kids. Y'all do whatever y'all got to do. Yeah. I'm going to chill with these kids. So, like, summer 08, I think it was 08, he just, one day, my pops called me and was like, yo, Rock is coming to pick you up. Just bring a pack of clothes. I'm thinking I'm going to be gone for like a day, too. Yeah. I got a little plastic bag, clothes. He ends up bringing me to Puff's crib in New Jersey at the time. So I don't know. I'm just thinking my uncle just came back home and he's lit. Like, this is his house. Oh my gosh, what's happening right now?
Kicking it, yeah.
So Christian comes downstairs in boxes, like he's probably like this tall. He introduced himself, just arrogant as hell. I'm just looking at this kid like, why are you in my uncle's house damn near naked? Like, who are you? Like, I don't remember you, but it's cool. So every room I walk into, it's a new person. But they like, yo, y'all don't even remember each other. Da, 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 da. Cool. So maybe like the fourth summer we spent together, 2012, we had went to this mall, right? And it was like these older joints. They was probably like 25. At this time, we probably like 14, 15. So we invite them back to the crib. Yeah. They actually pull up. Like, they come to the house. They come to the house. We have a pool party. It's cool vibes. Nothing crazy goes on, It's just, we just excited because we're mad young. So one of the older homies, he just called us. He was like, yo, y'all some crazy young niggas. Da 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 da. CYN. So we ran with it. We like, word. We like that. Like, that's hard. So at this point in time, I'm really like the only person that's really making music. Like, I'm the only, I got SoundCloud songs out. Yeah. Everybody else is trying to rap. Like, we might make little songs together because the studio is there. Yeah. But nobody's really looking into it. Everybody wants to play basketball or box or whatever the case may be. So I'm the only rapper. And time progresses. We get older. We stick with it. Everybody starts making music. We start dropping records together. The first joint we dropped was Paid in Full. So it's just like, okay, CYN is not just a childhood clique no more. It's like, we turning this into a real thing when we going outside together. Everybody, oh, that's CYN. What does it stand for? We hiding the moniker. We telling niggas lies. We doing all types. Like, it's becoming a real bit. You feel me? It's like, it's a story behind this. Definitely. And all our dads kind of came up together. So it's everything is just like history repeating itself. And it's such a dope story. And really, that's how it came about. Just a wild summer experience of us being young and doing just crazy shit. Yeah. And niggas just looking at it like, oh, yeah, y'all might be on to something.
Y'all might have something going on.
Y'all might have something. We just took it and ran with it. And to this day, CYN is still CYN at the end of the day. That's not my fault. I just make sure that ain't my shit. But nah, yeah. And then, I can't leave now. This shit is on my arm.
For sure, it's tatted on you.
It's tatted on me. It's a few of us that got the CYN tats. But it's just like something that we don't even look to get away from because that's who we are as a family. Like, you can't escape it. No matter how old you get, how much you want to be a solo act, somewhere in your life, somebody's going to be like, what's going on with CYN? And it's just like, well, here's it. But that's how it came about, man.
I feel like that's a hell of a start. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Especially crazy. With rapping and being around such greats like, Puff and, Big. And so with that, what were you able to see at a younger age? Because like you said, you started rapping first. What were those things like, being around your pops and, y'all being around Puff and the fam? Like, what was some early things you was like, okay, boom, this is something I can do?
Yeah, just like I used to be intrigued by like the video shoots and the sessions we used to be in. Like, I remember, I don't even know how I remember being there, but the Missy Elliott, Nas, who else is on that song? Hot Boys remix. They had a video shoot, but we was there. I just remember that vision so vividly because it was such a fire moment for me, and I probably was like 4 years old. I remember that. My pops recently told me, he was like, you don't remember we was in this Jay-Z session? I'm like, no, I never. Like, no.
Pops, I don't think I
Pops, no, that's not a memory of mine. I probably didn't care. But just getting older and just realizing how things work, like my first time being in Daddy's house, which was Puff's recording studio in New York, and just them telling me, like, yo, this vault right here, this is where Big used to record, and da-da-da-da. And I'm being able to make one of my first records in a real studio. Like, just moments like that, it was dope to see. And it's just see how, like, he moved around, how that life was, how crazy it is, like, oh no, it's something that we want, but it's a lot. Like, this ain't no just a walk in the park, you get a bunch of money and it's just easy. Like, for one, you got to work for that. And for two, it's keeping that and being mentally stable, and it's a journey. And I just appreciate that guidance and that experience that I was able to have before I step into it on my own time, and like being able to take prior knowledge and be like, okay, this is how I want this to be. This is what I don't want. This is how I need to move in this room. This is how I shouldn't move. And things of that nature. I feel like the experiences were always the best thing for me, especially moving forward.
I mean, you've done some amazing things already. I mean, you opened up for Corday, going on tour. Yeah. I haven't had the chance yet, but I hear stories. It's like, God. Some people love it, some people hate it. What was your experience? Bro, like, to go on tour with Corday, I know that was like.
Nah, it was dope. It was fire. Because we already had a relationship with YBN. Like, we used to run around L.A. with Almighty J at one point in time, like in probably like 2017. Like, we was just doing just young, wild shit. Corday was always like the cooler, like, I'm not really into that guy. So when we finally got the chance to get on that tour, it was just dope to just get that experience because that was my first tour. And I think my best part of that tour is just being able to see the world at the capacity we was able to see it, because we had to drive everywhere. And it was me, my boy Nico, shout out to Neek, and the DJ that we had, B-Flex at the time. Shout out to B-Flex too. And we was literally like 17, 18-hour drives. It's just us three. Like, and then tomorrow we got the show at 10 p.m. And then the next day we might get a rest day, but our rest day consists of us driving for 10, 15 extra hours, checking into a hotel, and then getting sleep. And then the next day we have rehearsal and all things like that. So that for me, it was just like,
it's a real experience.
It's a real experience. It was dope because it was my first time. But I don't know how I feel about doing that too many more times. Like, I don't want to be the driver behind the wheel and Like, we got to get this money right. And then on the tour, me and Nick kind of tweaked out. We was in, I think we was in Seattle or Portland. And we just ran into this tattoo parlor and just started getting tatted. I got this tattoo on my hand that I didn't finish. I got this tattoo right here that I didn't finish.
All in the same session?
Nah, we went back. We was in this town for probably like 3-4 days, and we got the first tats, and we was just like, nah, I think we need to go back. Like, before we leave, like, yeah, we just end up getting more. I didn't get everything I wanted to get because we had to leave, but that was a crazy experience too. And then eating food everywhere is just totally different.
Man. Now, what's the vibe of it, right? Like, does it? Because when I've gone out of town, right, I've only gone to like the main spots where people say to go. Like LA, of course, I'm going to In and Out. You know what I'm saying?
Regular, degular.
What were some places that you went and you was okay either? Well, are you a picky eater?
Am I what? A picky eater?
Yeah.
No.
So
I don't discriminate, bro. When I'm hungry, I'm gonna eat.
Like, I said, if you grew up on school lunch, you can't.
You feel me? Like, and I had school lunch.
Right. So I take it. It was warm. I take it.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say the crazy. I didn't even think I didn't think this place was gonna be as cool as it was. Tucson, Arizona.
Really?
From the food to the concert, I'm like, what is this? Like,
Arizona's a good place.
Phoenix was lit in itself. I've been to Phoenix before. I'm like, all right, Phoenix is gonna be a vibe. Tucson was kind of more lit than Phoenix was.
Really?
Yes.
Phoenix is a vibe, though. I love it.
Yes. And granted, they got a special fan base, but it's like, yo, why is this one place that I've never heard of in my life so lit? The food is fire. The vibes is good. And then I forgot what else it was. We went to like some Korean spot. It was a vibe too.
That's all right.
Yeah, but that was pretty much it. Like everywhere else, the food was kind of just regular.
Yeah. We talked about the CEO Trayle last week.
Yeah.
He was saying it's like, you know, y'all in the studio, y'all are always challenging each other, right?
It's competitive.
How did that relationship come about? And like, you know, how do you find it? You know, like, is it a competitive force? I know you good with the pen, so it's like when you in the studio with these, you know, different people, like what helps sparks that creative joint to help, you know, put it out on the record? Really,
I like to observe. I don't really talk a lot. I'm more of I'm seeing what the vibe is and where I fit in a room, which it has its pros and cons, but it always worked out for me. With Trayle, I actually met Trayle through Warhol. Shout out to Warhol too. Warhol's an artist that I've worked with in the past. We got mad songs together too, and Trayle was like somebody coming up under him low key. Like, it's an artist that he knew of. You know, he was doing things for him. They was helping each other out, doing records together and things like that. So he had brought us around him, and it was just cool from there. Like, one day I had, no, not even one day. It was for my birthday. It was like 8 days. Dominique, I think she was at Spotify Secret Genius, because that's the studio that the old Love Renaissance joint. She had got us 8 days straight for my birthday. I'm just like, oh my gosh, it's up. So every day I'm in there, and one day Trayle just pulls up. This is our first time really like kicking it, like having a real conversation. And literally, bro, I kid you not, I played maybe 2 beats. One beat comes on. He's just like, load it up. Mind you, I'm just now getting into the hang of like punching in and doing all of that, right? I'm looking at this nigga. He does a whole hook, 16, hook again, straight just
going off it. Yeah.
I'm like, oh, hell no. Nah. This nigga's good.
Yeah.
Like, but you're not about to outdo me on this. Not in my session. So now I'm like, I don't want to use this phone. Yeah. But at the same time, I still wrote my verse that day. Boom, we get that record done. I think that might have been the first and only song we did that day. But as time kept passing us by, he would have sessions, and my boy V, who's like the head of everything that I have going on, he was running with Trayle, like just helping him put him in a better direction in terms of business-wise. So Trayle and V would always be together, and V would be like, yo, Kai, make sure you come pull up on us this day, that day, whatever the case may be. And I think our like second or third session, we made Helen Keller. It was a beat that one of my cousins gave me, and I just pulled it up. I'm writing. I come up with the hook. He do the same shit again.
You like, nah, not this
time,
brother.
He goes straight in the chair. Fuck her around one big bad, no bad. That's a bad ending. I'm just like, damn, this nigga is.
He just walked this.
He's
now I gotta
walking.
with it.
He's walking. So I just do my verse. Boom. Then we did like 5-6 songs after that. I ain't gonna lie. Me and Trayle probably got like 17 records together with only 1 out. No, 2 out. Back Door for Show is on my first project, the 7-Eleven project. But Helen Keller's the one that kind of stood the test of time and people rocking with it. But really, it's just like it's competitive nature in the sense of we're two totally different people, live two totally different lives, and going through two totally different. Like you would never think that me and Trayle would be as close as we are. It's like, how do y'all even mesh this well? Everybody just be like, how is this? When his friends hear me, they be like, nah, this nigga be rapping. When my people hear him, they like, nah, this nigga he's hard. So it's just like, it's the best thing ever. And for us, it's just always, whenever we get into that studio, it's not even like, I'm going to outdo you today. It's just like, he'll go in and do something, and I'll be like, damn.
I got to get in that mode.
Or I'll go in and I'll do something, and he'll be like,
got to get in that mode.
All right, bet.
Yeah.
So that's what our relationship is, especially in the studio. And this is like the best thing for us because we always tell each other, like, nah, bro, you got it. Like, no matter what you do, like, just you got it. Yeah. And that's my boy right there. Like, we got. I'm pretty sure we're gonna have a project or something drop.
I'm about to say 17 songs. I mean, y'all gotta come with something.
We've been supposed to drop. Yeah, we've been supposed to drop. It just life be moving, and we ain't been pressed to drop with each other because we already know what we have in store, and we're gonna keep building. So it's just been like, whenever it happens, it's gonna happen. It's gonna be lit though.
Big time. For all your fans that's watching, like, what's next for Cash? What's coming up? New music?
Woo.
Any new people you've been in the studio with?
Woo. Man. New music. I'm about to drop a project real soon. I'm about to drop this project with Dizzy Banko. He kind of did the whole project. Shout out to Diz. You know, he's going up with that. Don't play with it. Shout out to Lola and Billy B as well. But yeah, that's my next vibe. You know, tapping in with these Generation Now guys. You know, drama. Shout out to Drum. Shout out to Lake. Shout out to Cannon. TC over there. I see you, TC. You know, but other than that, really, I want to get that project out the way. I've been building a lot. When I tell you, my hard drive is outrageous right now. It's so much music that I really don't know what to do with, but it's going to come out. I'm about to do this DIY live show called Villain Era, which is taking my fans and just new consumers from the old what I dropped previously. Yeah, I'm stepping out of that era. Like, I need y'all to walk with me down this path, and we're going somewhere else. So that's really the latest and the greatest, and I'm just trying to get more visually acclimated. Just have more people know who I am visually. A lot of people be knowing the music and not having a face to match the music. Yeah. And then these merch pieces, the merch is doing well.
Socks, man.
Socks, boy.
If I don't get...
Nah, I got you, bro. I got you. Trust me. I need to...
48 hours.
48 hours. I'm about to... As soon as I finish this, I'm ordering... I'm going to just get a bunch of socks, and I'm in hand. Like, yo, I got this.
Killing the game. My dog, we appreciate you coming through.
Thank
you. Make sure you guys subscribe, like the video. This is another episode of Who to Watch For. Streetz is watching Gangsters Grill Radio with me, the most energetic entertainer, Manny Supreme.